Dun-dun-dun-dun. Dun-dun-dun-dun. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. Good evening, peeps. For those of you who have stood by me, right, I think you're about to get rewarded. I'm not going to be talking about invisible, massless, hypothetical, theoretical particles, photons that nobody will ever see, touch, hear, smell, taste. But what I have here, I think I come up here and say, my mind is blown, right? But today, this, I have enough stones to build a house, okay? Now, let's put this stick down. Turn that thing off. For those of you who follow my shenanigans, you'll know that this is how it started, okay? And then the table. All right, there's a couple more stones on there now. All right, now what we have here are stones that you can touch. You can see them. You could drop one on your foot and some of these will crush a couple of toes, right? They're not massless, they're not invisible, and they're not theoretical. Where do I start, okay? These are tools. Somehow, these are ancient tools from a civilization. Don't forget, I'm in Australia, I'm not in Egypt, right? Now, I've been saying this for a while, ancient civilization. Yesterday, was it yesterday? Oh, everything's getting a bit, this was the first one I found, right? Now, let me come here to make sure that, now, there is absolutely no doubt whatsoever, okay? There just is no doubt that this is some kind of tool. Now, the thing that gets me, they talk about the pyramids, don't they? This energy, they could have been reactors, they could have been something. Ancient civilizations, megaliths everywhere. There is something, right? Now, this one, if you remember, I've shown, they've got these indentations, right? And they are indentations. And then this hand just fits like that, or like that. This is one thing I'm going to say. I've had to go at the left-handed, right-handed, and most of what I've seen, there are a few that work with left hand, but the majority are for right hands, all right? This is a position for this one, right? That one's, it's just a little bit, if you had really big hands, yeah, but here, this, it sits. This is it, right? Bang, 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 right? Now, so this was, and don't forget, it's got the dip where you can, I mean, there is just no doubt, all right? There is no doubt. So this was the second one that I found, right? Well, actually, I say that. This one doesn't stand up. I say the second one, this one, I'm not, this isn't a stand-upper, right? Because it won't, it falls over. So this is kind of the first one. This has happened in the last 24 hours, right? Now, these are ancient something, right? They were obviously like us. They obviously had 5 fingers, I'd say. Not to say they didn't have 4 or 6, but Now, this was the second one today that came out, right? I saw it and started to dig a little bit, and I thought, no, guys. What we have here is yet again we are talking. This is the real deal, guys. Now, what I've started to find, I've got some stones out there. Look, I've got some stones out there, right? That I might bring. I don't want to spoil you too much. It's like they're made for holding with two hands at the same time. They're that heavy that you couldn't hold one out like this. Right, this one, I can, but I'm rather strong as well. But what I'm saying is there's stones out there that seem to be made that people can change their hands on them, the positions, and hold them with two hands and do something with them. These are not for smashing other rocks. These are not weapons. They are not. They're just not. But when I saw this one, then I started looking for pyramidish type stuff. The way I look at it, having an ex-army background, is these could have been something that were put down. Look, speculating, right? But now this one, initially I thought, no, right? But I mean, can you hear it, right? This, was it a dozer that has moved this and scratched it? And then I saw this. All right. Now, too heavy for one hand, but right now, you can see that. There is no doubt, right? There is no doubt. There just isn't. You can see where the place is like that. That's just perfect there. It's just, I keep saying it's just, but it's, now, there's no doubt. I wasn't sure about this one till I saw that bottom. You can see some of them have got these holes, right? But there's different ways of holding them. Like it's that as well. Like there's no doubt. Look at this, right? These things are as real as it gets. What was this one? Look. Look there. Look. Tell me no, and I will laugh. Right? And there, it's just unbelievable. Look, look. Look. And it just feels so, it just belongs. It sits. It's, there's so many different ways of holding them. Right? What's that? Oh, something else, but that's for not for now. All of them. All right? See that? And then there's just so many ways, right, that I could just keep going. And this one as well, it's got that two-hand feel to it. There's a couple of ways. Like I said, I'm not going to pretend that I know. There it is. See that? Look. Oh, Mamma mia. You can feel something, right? Now, the metal detector. Let's put this on, all right? Now, I am not about the gimmicks, all right? I'm not gonna make you pay X amount of dollars to sit down and listen to 90 minutes of stuff about something that you will never see or hear or smell or taste. Imagine that, right? It's on maximum sensitivity, it's on all metals, and the volume is turned right up. Right? Anybody seen that little stone? At the end. Metal detector on. I've got the magnet over there. Now, when I say there's nothing metal here, right? It's on. This is a bit of magnet, right? Here's a tiny nut. These nuts, all right? This is me trying to be as transparent as I possibly can. Right? Tiny, tiny screw. Those are the days. All right? Screw over there. Now, first one. I'll touch it. Right? Nothing. Magnet. This is a piece of wood, a round magnet. Right? The magnet obviously will beat. Alright? And it's a round magnet and it rolls. Alright? Right? Now, I said to myself, nah, no way, right? And so on, and so on. Oh, there's a little screw. Get off. Oh, it's on the magnet. I don't know everything about metals, magnets, what will a metal detector detect or not detect versus what will a magnet pick up and not pick up, all right? But these are powerful magnets and it's a pretty good, it's cheapo, right? But it works. Ooh, here's the thing, I didn't actually check them all. There we go. And I didn't check them all. I've had such a day, I think I checked 3 or 4, and then I thought I was just going to wing it, and it does though. And I don't know if that last one does, but something tells me if that one does. Look at that, look at that. Right. Oh, I touched that. Did it? It did, it did. There we go, all right. Now, el pequeño, la piedra pequeña. Now this, right, the amount of stones that have blown my mind over the last 24 hours, 48 hours. It weighs 150 grams, right? Now this thing, it's this. It was which one? That's it there. Now that thumb, honestly, this right here, this is how it fits. And it's got, look, it could almost be some kind of remote control. But the thing that got me, and when I say got me, I nearly shut my, I didn't shit, because I didn't shit myself. I'm tough, rough and tough, innit? Oh! Behave. Oh, better touch it. And it does go off sometimes if you touch it, right? But there's that screw. For those of you who have stuck with me, there's more to come, right? This is fucking awesome. And without any sponsors, single-handedly, right? Nothing hypothetical about this stuff, right? Nothing that defies common sense. And as far as I'm concerned, nothing that's illogical. But you have to think outside of the box, because this stuff doesn't belong in our box. This stuff is fucking ancient. Goosebumps. This is the real deal, guys. I'm out in the field a lot of the time, right? I'm not throwing in loads and loads of posts like I was, but the Egyptians did not build the pyramids. It's logistically impossible. That defies common sense and it defies logic. The sun firing off photons that are traveling at 299,792 kilometers per second and that take 8 minutes and 20 seconds to reach us is ridiculous. And that also defies logic and common sense, right? Science told you it doesn't care about your common sense. I think people need to really question why it said that. This stuff, it is logical, but not for us. There is no way that these aren't ancient, and there is no way that an ancient civilization did not use these for something. Remember, I'm in Australia. This has nothing to do with Europe. These things are ancient. Ancient. The way they tower up, they're not weapons. They're no good for rock against rock. You're not going to be cutting wood with these, are you? These are somehow, I don't know, just feels like energy coming off of them. It's hard to explain unless you pick one up. But wow. So I will try and do one of these every night. I'm going to go get some more stones tomorrow. I've got enough in the garden. I could build a freaking house, right? Right, I exaggerated when I said a house, okay? I exaggerated when I said a house, but see, this is not hypothetical. This is real, unedited, not cut into sections that are good and bad. This go on flashlight. Now, just about every single one of these stones has hand stuff in. Remember I said there was stuff that two-handed? I'm telling you guys, make no mistake about this. All of this stuff, or 99% of it, right? Because I checked everyone near the end when I was picking these things up. I just took a couple blind. But guys, welcome to the past. Welcome to the past, because here it is. And when I say there's more, so those of you who stood by me, or had stood by me, and you know, go on mate, love it. Thank you. Those of you that have given me a hard time, get over yourselves and join this real thing. Nothing hypothetical about it. I don't do hypothetical. I don't make shit up. I don't lie. I don't exaggerate. I'm objective, and I believe in common sense and logic. I don't do invisible, massless hypothetical, especially when the sun is directly behind the moon during a solar eclipse. Where are the photons? Where is the delay? How did the Egyptians, how did 25,000 Egyptians manhandle 2.3 million 2.5 ton stones? No. No, sir. This is about stone. There's some out there, we'll go through them, you can hold them like a big remote control. And I'm not joking. You have to think outside of the box. A different technology, different abilities, a different way of thinking. No slaves. No slaves. The pyramids, look. There is something. There is something. I'm still finding patterns, right? Because some of them have holes. Oh God, no. I'm going to do those two tomorrow. Because why should I spoil you tonight? Honestly, guys, the punches just keep on coming. Right. Nothing hypothetical. This feels very special. Almost like a master key or something. It's got so many things on it. Garage open, TV remote, coffee on. You know what I'm saying? Wow. Goosebumps again. It's the real deal, guys. Buenas noches. I will be back. I'll try and do at least one every night, but only one me, right? Lots of rocks. All right, peeps. Catch you later.